Hey dudes, it's been a while, isn't it? I come out this afternoon and I'm going to show you a collection of cook kits that I've acquired over the years. Some are favourites, some not so much. They've all got their uses. And I'll give you the reasons for why I like them so much and maybe why I don't. And before I do that though, I just want to show you this, right? So that there, hanging on the tree, there it is. That is from Forces Uniform and Kit. I'll turn you around so you can see it properly, alright? So this here, from Forces Uniform and Kit, and it only cost me about 20 quid. That there is roughly a 30 litre rubberized waterproof rucksack. Swiss M90, I think it's called, if memory serves. Now I bought it, it's quite short and squat, right? I bought it, I filled it, I just about managed to get enough stuff in it for an overnighter, and I went to leave the house, and because it's short and there's no waist belt, it just one right. So I was like, oh shit, I hope I'm wasting my money. So then yesterday, I'm in the house, I wasn't all that well yesterday, so I'm there and I'm thinking, right, I need to do something. What can I do? Right, I'll get some gear out now and do a bit of sorting out and move some stuff around. I found that. I found my medium Alice pack with frame, and I thought, I wonder if I take the Alice pack off that frame, will the Swedish M90 rubberized rucksack fit it? Well, with a little bit of coaxing it did, and now it's transformed. I did have to use these Velcro wraps, right, there and there, and also there and on the opposite side, just to secure it to the frame. Now I've done that, I mean, for a one dayer, if you know you're going to get wet, right, you don't have to worry about putting a poncho on and then your poncho covering your rucksack. Doesn't matter. You can put your poncho on or whatever rain gear you want to wear, put that over the top, and all your gear's safe. So at first I didn't like it. Now I've put it on the Alice pack frame. Absolutely love it now. As well as that, I was wondering what this contraption on the front was. Let me turn you around again. I know, I'm crap at this tonight. I'll get better. So when it's buckled up like that, right, you've got this piece then that also buckles up there, and you can tighten it up. And I thought, what the bloody hell is that for? But looking at it, it's made in a way to take a curved object. Now, I'm pretty sure it wasn't designed to put a football or rugby ball underneath it. I'm thinking it was to put a helmet underneath. You know, an old Kevlar helmet or whatever the Swiss Army wears, like, you know. But I thought, okay, I'll find a use for it, and I did. And what I done, when I packed it full, I made a cowboy roll for the top, which went under the top flap and secured, and that was my my Dutch Army sleeping bag inside my British bivvy bag, rolled up, completely waterproof. Put that under the top flap, and then in there I've got a Dutch Army poncho, which has got its own built-in pack. You know, there's a little case that's attached to it, much like the hammock there with the case hanging off it. And you fold it into there, 2 press studs, and it fits perfectly in there. So I'm like, yeah, I want to win here. Anyway, I may do a review on that. And I also didn't mention until just now that I've now got a medium Alice, which I'm in love with. Where this thing's been all my life, I never know. I know I mentioned in a couple of videos that I bought the rocket pack, the 70 litre snug pack rocket pack, and I was going to do a review on that because I wasn't happy with it, only for one reason. I still haven't done it. I will do it. And I was like, am I ever going to find the right rucksack for myself? Watched a few videos online, thought, you know what, they ain't that expensive, I'm going to take a punt. And I managed to pick up an Alice pack, cheap. It's camouflage one of the later ones as well. It's in really good condition. There's nothing wrong with it. It came with straps, but it didn't come with a frame. I bought an aftermarket frame for it. Believe it or not, on Amazon. And that was more expensive than the Alice pack. But that came with straps as well, and better straps. And they got quick release and everything on them. Oh, fantastic. I'll have to do a deep dive review on that, because I now know why our American pals, across the water, why they rate them so highly. And I think mainly it's because of how versatile they are, but also the pack frame. When I had it there, before the frame arrived 4 days after the pack arrived off eBay. Pack arrived in like 2 days. The frame took nearly a week. And when I had it there, it was just the pack itself. I put some things in it and put it on, and I thought, no. Let's hope that the frame is going to improve things, and by Christ did it improve things. Anyway, I'll do another video on those, right? I'm just going to turn it around now, because I've built an elaborate table of sorts out of some pallet wood, and I've got it bridging my well, it's a fire pit, I suppose. It's a mesh fire pit that I bought on Amazon. That's really, really good. So I've used that as a base, and I've got some slats on it, and I've put my cook kits on there. So I'll give you an overview of them now. There's a few you'll recognise straight away, and some maybe you won't. But I've also got some Molly bags, I suppose, that I found on Temu. Less than £4, right? And I thought, well, they might fit, they might not. I bought them, they fit perfectly, and they're secure as well, which means if you ended up upside down, your water bottles and stuff's not going to fall out. Anyway, I'll turn it around. Watch this now. This is my collection of cook kits and stoves and pots. Ready? Okay. So like I said, right, some of you who watch bushcrafting camping videos regular are going to see some of these and instantly recognise them, right? Two in particular, I'd say, because they are in bags, some of them, and some are not. So your eye, if you've seen this kind of video before, is probably drawn to that one there, which is the Pathfinder M40 stainless steel cook kit, based on the Swedish M40. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant bit of kit, but nothing's perfect, right? Now, before that, my favourite kit was, believe it or not, an American GI canteen cup, and I've got the little stove stand and everything goes with it, and I was just using an Nalgene bottle in there. And for those of you who might not know, yes, the Nalgene's plastic. It's BPO free, right? So you're not going to get any poisons or nothing off it. No, you can't hang it over a fire and boil it because it is plastic, but it's dishwasher safe. And I've tried this myself. If you're out, say for instance now I use the canteen cup to disinfect some water, I can pour that bubbling boiling water straight into that bottle and it won't melt. So that's pretty cool. And then what you can do, you can put the cap on, pop it in the river behind some rocks, or lake, or whatever you are at the time, or whatever water source you have, and you can just leave it there safely to cool down. And then after that, once it's cooled down, you got some cracking water. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, so there they all are. And there's a few stoves there as well, which I'm going to get out and show you. Original Mark I Crusader cup. Some of you will probably recognise that. Up over the back there in glorious green, that's an East German cook kit, and that's the one that's got the extra pot inside. It was in a bit of a state when I got it, because I got it for bugger all, basically. I had to try and reshape it a bit. It's quite easy to reshape aluminium because it's soft. Yeah, so there's plenty of odds and sods to talk about. Yeah, look at them all. The only problem with having this many cook kits and things is choosing which one to use when you go out, and that is a problem. I've got my favourite, which is the BCB Crusader Mark II, because that does everything. And as you know, I did a review of that not long back, and the best thing for me about that is because it's got an extra plastic cup with it. Because I'm a bugger for my coffee in the morning, I got a drink as soon as it's made. I pop it in that plastic cup after cooking it in the anodized aluminium cup, and you don't burn your lips, don't burn your mouth. Mind you, burn your tongue if you tip it in too quick. But when you make contact with the cup, you don't hurt yourself, which I think is fantastic. So I'm going to clear some of this away and make some room, and then I'll go through some stuff individually. All right, back in a sec. Let's pause. Oh, there it is. See you in a bit. Right, guys. So I've picked this one to start off with because I think this is the one that, like I said before, anybody who watches these type of videos regularly, this is the one everybody's going to recognise. So this is Dave Canterbury's Pathfinder copy of the Swedish M40 cook kit. Now, if I had a horse or a motorbike or a yak, it doesn't really matter. If I had something carrying my gear when I go out walking and camping and stuff, I would seriously consider taking this. Downside is it is heavy. It's really, really, really well made, right? But it is heavy. Now, that's it from the other angle. You just pop that out of there. So that's your bail. Right? It's a 2-position bail as well. Take that off and pop the unit out to the heat shield. Then you're left with that unit. Your heat shield consists of 2 collapsible bars inside. You lift those up, right? You see that? You lift those up, and then you can pop your cook kits in there. And then under there, you're going to put some sort of solid fuel burner or liquid burner, Trangia. So because Trangia are Swedish, Trangia actually built these for the Swedish Armed Forces years ago. Like I said, this is a recreation by Dave Canterbury's Pathfinder. It's pretty much exactly the same. The old ones, if you can find them, there's 2 versions you can get. One's aluminium, one's stainless steel, and whichever you get, the windshield or stove stand, whatever you want to call it, is always going to be stainless steel, but then the rest of the kit will be aluminium. Upside of that is aluminium's a hell of a lot lighter than stainless steel, and anybody who's done a bit of digging, there has been talk over the last couple of decades maybe about Alzheimer's patients and dementia patients, once they've died and they had a post-mortem and everything, they have found quite high traces of aluminium in their brains. So that is a worry. So it's neither been proved nor refuted. So if you worry about stuff like that, then you're probably better off sticking with the stainless steel version. Anyway, so that's your stove stand and wind deflector. This then is one pan. So that's what you call your frying pan. It's quite deep. You could warm up some water in it, whatever. And what they've done, they've put these D-rings on the handle. I'll just grab a stick off the floor. I don't know if this one's going to be too big typically. So what you can do then, you can put a stick through it. Rotten stick. Don't use a rotten stick, right? You get the meaning. And then you can use that to extend the handle, so you could have that out, 1.5 foot, 2 foot or whatever. And then you can put that in and out of the fire off the coals, right, without burning yourself. So that's one pot. I've got a full kit in here at the moment, which is original Swedish military bottle, which I bought on eBay for a couple of quid. I've got a spork out of the military MRE kits, but I've chopped the handle off so I can fit it in there. I've got a little sponge which is covered in meths. That's to wash it up with afterwards. Then in there, I've got a plastic Swedish cookser. Alright, now this is all stuff that this would have come with, apart from the spork. So I got that for like 3 quid on eBay. because that fits in there perfectly. So that's your, for having your cup of coffee or your cup of tea or a bit of soup or whatever you want. And then in there would have been originally a trangia as well, meths or alcohol stove. No, this is not trangia made. That's exactly what he's saying. Although I have been using meths for quite a few years now, I'm now gone over to denatured alcohol, so bioethanol, which I find doesn't cover everything soot, doesn't smell as bad. And yeah, I tried it out a few times and it works like a charm. So that is basically what comes in the Swedish M40 cook set, right? Absolutely fantastic. I mean, this, it's a lighter in there as well, right? This is a decent sized pot. I'm not sure how much it holds, but it's a decent sized pot, right? You can hang that over the fire by the bale if you wanted to, or you can incorporate it into this cook set. So if you've got your trangia in there, right, popping away in there, you've got your soup, curry, chili, whatever, stew in there, pop that on and away it goes. Brilliant. Then if you want to stop the flies or any ash from the fire or anything going in there, right, pop that on top. Beauty of that is the underside of this pot's going to get really warm, and then you can cook something in there as well, slowly, you know, right? So if you had a stew that takes, if you've got raw vegetables in there, it's going to take half an hour to cook or whatever. Whack all that in there, and anything else you've got to cook, if you fancy a tin of beans, ravioli, noodles, right, pasta, whatever, you go whack that in the top, and then that'll heat up by conduction then. Not bad, is it? Not cheap though. Not cheap. The reason I went for the Pathfinder version, even though I paid 70 quid for it, 70 English pounds, British pounds, I probably would have gone for a military surplus one, but I can't find one at the moment for under 130 quid. So somebody bought them all up. There's been quite a few YouTube videos on them, and because they are so versatile, people have just gone, I want one of them, and the more they bought, the higher the prices went. So you'd be very, very lucky. I don't know what it's like in the States, but I think it even it's more expensive in the States because you get import tax and stuff. And because it's European made, it's made in Sweden, the original versions, I can't find one for under 140, 130 minimum. So I thought, okay, I'll just go ahead and buy the Dave Canterbury Pathfinder one, and I'm super glad I did. I know it doesn't look all that used, but I've used this quite a few times. But I do take care of my stuff, and then when I get home, then some mild wire wool just to clean up the crap off everything. I don't take it all off because I think it looks better with a bit of patina on it. At least you know it's been used then, you know? So yeah, so that's the first one. And if I was giving it marks out of 10, I'd have to deduct 2 marks. So I'd give it an 8, right? And the reason for deducting 2 marks is, 1, it's heavy. 2 is, it doesn't come with a water carrier, a water container, which is contained in that kit, which is a bloody shame, really. So if anybody's out there tooling, I don't know, tooling stainless steel, and they've got some time to kill, I was about tooling up something to go in there, a water container that would fit in there, and it'd be best to have a stainless steel because you could also put that over the fire as well. If you're going to carry a water container, always choose the stainless steel or aluminium option, because then that's another way of heating up and disinfecting water, right? So that, for instance, now, which I absolutely love, the GI canteen cup. You can get aluminium bottles to go in these, but I haven't got one at the moment. Well, until I open something up later on. So I just went with that for years. Now that's well used as well, but I do look after my stuff. And that's the Nalgene Oasis 1 litre bottle, and the American GI cup. But we'll get to that in a bit. Anyway, that's the first one. I gotta go the other side of the camera now because I forgot the clicker. So I gotta go and pause it and set everything else back up. I'll be back in a minute. Right, so I'm not going to pick these in any particular order, so no order of preference, you know, favoritism, anything like that. They're spread out under the table, the makeshift table, very expertly made by you. I'm going to start in the middle, I'm going to move from side to side, right? So this next one, there are, like I said, if you watch these videos, there are quite famous versions of this one as well. One's by Pathfinder School, Dave Canterbury, and the other one's by Corporate Corner, Sean Kelly. Alright, and Sean Kelly haven't long launched his, but I had this way before he launched that anyway. And this is part Amazon, and there's one part that I acquired a few months back, and I acquired that through TBS, the bushcraft store in the UK. Alright, and that was the most expensive part of the kit, believe it or not. So here it is, and this bag, this mole, what did they call it on Temu? Like a foraging bag, right? Belt loops on the back and mole. There we are, right? Foraging bag, and it's got an elasticated drawstring top. And let me just take this out a minute. This is the bag, and the top comes out like that, but it's got a drawstring on it. So if you were filling it full of mushrooms or blackberries or whatever you were foraging for that day, you can cinch that tight, right, on the shock cord, and just pretty much seal it off, and nothing's going to get in there then, and also nothing's going to fall out. Luckily for me, I bought a few of these from different sources, and they all had a use in containing some sort of cook kit. And what about the mug kit, right? This is the first one. Also in there, I've got fish mouth spreader. Again, any of you that watch bushcraft videos regularly know exactly what this is for, right? So I'll just put it over there. $1.99 on eBay. So this now is, I gotta say, it's probably at the moment, there's a toss-up between this and my Crusader kit, which is the most widely used. And it's this, right? I don't go by ounces like our American brothers do. I go by litres and millilitres, right? So that's 1,050 millilitre bottle. It's just over a litre. Stainless steel single wall, so as you can see, it's been in the fire a few times, right? Either by hanging it over or by just putting it straight in the coals. And the reason for the fish mouth spreader is this. So then if you've got a tripod set up over the fire, or you can, well, you know, you can just put it in the coals like that, because at least then you're a good 10 inches away from it when you want to take it out. But I've primarily used that with a tripod or some other sort of security system over a campfire. That's why the bottle is so bloody black. Look at it, right? And I've cleaned out a wire wool as well, but I love that. I love that it's used, okay? So that's the bottle, 1,050 millilitres. It's got a thick, short travel thread on there, so it's basically half a turn and it's locked. That's plastic. It's a very good seal. There is a silicone seal in there as well. Obviously that's not going anywhere near that bottle when it's hot, okay? Then you've got stainless steel cup with butterfly handles on the back, and then in the cool little pocket on the front of this is the lid, right? It's a decent fitting lid. It's got a drain hose or hose for the steam to escape in the top, and it's also got a bail, right? Now this one's got graduation marks on it. To there is half a litre, 500 mils. To the top is more like 700, 750. but you're not going to fill it right to the top here. It's all going to bubble over, right? This is brilliant. So not only can you hang it on its own, a bumblebee, over the fire, right? You can put it in the fire if you want to, right? Or hang it, because it's got a bail. And you cleaned it recently as well. Good thing about this is, if you were to boil your water in that bottle, you can make your coffee in this then, in the morning, like I do. As soon as I wake up, basically, I'm like, shit, how am I going to boil this water up? I normally got a redundant kit, some sort of meths burner, gas stove, whatever I've taken with me. I never just rely on fire, unless I'm going out to sort of hone my skills. So I'll go out and say, right, all I'm taking now, I'm taking a ferro rod, I'm not taking any meths, anything incendiary that I can set fire to. Always take a lighter, always got a lighter in my pocket, right? Going in there now, don't ask me to prove it, I don't know which pocket it's in, but I always got a lighter. Always got a ferro rod, so I file the back of my knife down to a right angle, and I can use that then to strike the ferro rod off. Normally what I'll do is use the back of the knife to shave some wood chippings, right? And then make some feather sticks. And then with the wood chippings and the feather sticks together, with a lighter or the ferro rod, right, job done. But because I gotta have my coffee first thing in the morning, I gotta also have something else there. Whether it's a little Trangia burner, I've also got a little burner I made out of a beer can, so they have a 30mm high. It could be that, right? Or it could be a gas stove that I've got, self-contained, which is brilliant, but I have to have it. So as you can see, this has been well used, right? Now, for ages, it was just that. It was these 3 items in that case. And then a few months back, I was like, kept watching like Corpus Corner and Dave Canterbury and all that. And I'd seen that umpteen times, and I thought, where am I going to get it from on its own? Normally it's part of a set, isn't it? Anyway, so the Bushcraft store, TBS, I think they're in Bath, in England, in the UK. Saw it on their website, and they do sell it on its own. However, and this is the rub, right? Amazon. Forget about a fish mouse spreader in a minute, because that was eBay for $1.99 or whatever, right? Let's forget about that in a minute. But that 1,050 litre water bottle, plus the 750ml cup with bail, right, and lid, and butterfly handles, was less than 20 quid on Amazon. I think it was $17.99, because I've had it ages. I've had it a year at least. It was $17.99 it was. I think it's gone up now, because they're getting more popular. That on its own, a couple of months back, from the Bushcraft store in the UK, $19.99. But I had to have it. So I've got it, I've used it, it works really well. So what I normally do is either put, the hell have I done with that now? Bear with me, it's here somewhere. Is put the Trangia, right? Get that going. That goes over the top. And either the cup, as you can see, by the marks on it, the circular marks, that's the last thing I used on there. Cup goes on there, right? I think last time it boiled 500ml in, I want to say, 4.5, 5 minutes. But if I need to sterilise contaminated or what I think may be contaminated water, then it's in there. And that one goes on top, right? That's probably 10 minutes to do a litre, probably. Obviously the lid, take the lid off first, fish mouth spreader on the top so you can lift it off, and then as soon as it's off, put the lid back on, put it in the water, in the stream, lake, whatever, job done. So yeah, that's the next kit. Highly, highly, highly recommended. So you can put this kit together yourself like I did. Now I'm not going to go into how much Pathfinder charge, because off the top of my head I can't remember. But this is basically Pathfinder cup and bottle set, right? I do know for a fact though, they've got, well, they call it, how many ounces is it again? Is it 12 ounces is a litre, something like that, 12 ounce bottle. They've got a 12 ounce bottle, Pathfinder, and their cup is a lot bigger than that. So when you put that in there, it comes right up there like that. It's a big, big, big cup. So, but as far as I can see, that's the only difference. So all this fits together nicely once you pop the handles out. That fits in there, flip the handles round, that goes in there, right? There. And then my £4 foraging bag of Timu, that all goes in there. The lid goes in the front flap. Sorry, couldn't see what I was doing, didn't you? The lid goes in the front flap, which has got a Velcro fastener on it. And then, if you pick the collar up around it, thus, like that, use the shock cord. That ain't going anywhere. That ain't coming out of there. I don't care what you do to it, it's not coming out. And then what I do then, I got the fish mouth spreader in that little side pocket, and I normally secure everything around that, so that's secure as well. So I'll do that, see what I've done there, and then pull the shock cord over that. I'm holding it by the bag, ain't going anywhere. Highly rate this one. So what are we talking? I know it's 20 quid for the stove stand, right? It ain't great, but I wanted it. And it was 17 quid or 18 pound for the cup and bottle set with a lid. And then £4 on top of that. No, I ain't doing the maths for you, but I mean, have a look what Dave Canterbury and all that selling them for, and Sean Kelly and what have you. I don't think theirs comes with a case either. And on Timu, foraging pouch, Molly, right? Loads of different colours. You don't like OD green? Fine, have black. Have tan. Have bloody, I don't know, MTP, I think they do as well, right? You can't go wrong with that. That is a bulletproof bit of kit. Next. Oh, whatever's next to me, whatever's in front. Right, now directly in front of me is this. Sorry, just cramping up a little bit. This is an Amazon saucepan kit, basically. Frying pan and saucepan kit with an added kettle. This was under 20 quid. It's anodized aluminium. It's quite non-stick. What you get is that. You get that pot. And you get this frying pan. And looking at it inside, it's pretty good. I've cooked a few things in there. I cooked some fresh fish in there. So that was the last thing I cooked in there, I think. Comes with a lid, and that also fits the frying pan. Inside there then, little Gucci kettle. It's all anodized aluminium, right? Little Gucci kettle. And then this pot. Only thing this is missing is graduation marks, but I mean, do you really need them? Are you going to be baking a souffle outside your tent? You're not, you, right? But that's a good size. I reckon it's got to be pushing 2 litres, and that's fantastic. This normally lives in my work van, in my rucksack in my work van, and then when I'm hungry, I'll stop somewhere nice. Open the side door of the van. I got a little portable gas stove in there. I'll whack like a tin of curry and some noodles or some rice in there. Boil it up. Just eat it straight out of there, and then fantastic. Can't go wrong with that. Only thing this doesn't have is a water carrier. Alright, so like I said earlier on, some of these haven't got water carriers with them, so you'd have to plan for that. So you'd have a canteen or whatever. but it's that bloody light. You don't mind carrying that and having to carry a water carrier as well. You don't mind, because there's nothing to it, and it comes in its own string bag as well, right? That's awesome. Sometimes I might have used that. That's a little stand that came on my knockoff Trangia, so that sits on there, right? And then that can go on there, can it? And that knockoff Trangia, along with that, and the little velvety bag that it came in on Amazon, $7.99. You can't go wrong with it. You cannot go wrong with a lot of this stuff. Right, so I do apologise about how long this video was taking, but then anybody who's seen my other videos knows that most videos are going to be quite long. Next to me is this. Now this one, as I change my position, because my leg is going to sleep. There we go. Right. This is another one of those Timu bags, foraging bag. This one's a little bit bigger than the other one. Not a lot, but a bit. Right, and I'm glad it was, because it fits what's in here perfectly well. I'll give you a clue what's this. Oh, the lid's not in there. It's in the base. Normally I keep the lid in that little Velcro flap. And here it is. So that's basically exactly the same as the other one, a tiny bit bigger. Okay. Loads of you are going to recognise this, right? But it's not Pathfinder. No, no way. It's not Pathfinder, right? This is an Amazon special. Take the lid away. Take the little stove stand away. This is how it comes. That's it. That's a litre. And this is your canteen cup that I love. I love the GI canteen. Well, there we are. Look, right. I love the American GI canteen cups. Absolutely love them. Right. Something, I don't know what it is. Something about the shape. I don't know what it is. Right. Love these things. So you got a litre stainless steel bottle. Screw cap with, again, if that's there, what's that, one full turn, less than one full turn, and it's on. Did come with a chain, and the chain was attached to that little grommet there. One fussy on that. I want to put this in the fire, so I don't want a chain with a plastic cap hanging around it. So this, a litre. I'm not sure how much these hold, because they do vary. Some are taller than others, some have got a bigger footprint than others. If you compared it to that one, which was the first one I had, this one's taller. Yeah. That one's taller than my original. This is a GA cup though, which is why I love it. And if you've ever watched Blackie Thomas, at the moment, and what do we know, 1st September today, isn't it? Blackie Thomas is doing a whole range of videos on cooking in one of these. But with the GA cup, right? If people complain that the handles flop around, right? With the original GA cup, if you do that, hang on. They ain't flopping around anymore. I mean, absolutely fantastic. I'm not sure this bottle fits it. Don't quite. Right, so that's why I keep the Nalgene in there, and that's one kit on its own. So this one now, it's still a GI cup, it's still a stainless steel, same grade as stainless steel as far as I know. This is an Amazon special. These two were less than 20 quid. Oh, hang on, were they 21? They might have been 21 quid, right? bomb-proof again. Now, I already had a stove stand, and I bought that to go with this set a couple of years back. In that one, get your trangia, get him going, right? Put that on there. Get some water in there. Sorry. Get some water in that one. Sit straight in. There's enough room underneath that trangia for the flame to bloom properly, so you get a good burn. So it's not wasting energy when it's heating your water or your food or whatever might be in there. But another good thing is, because of the shape of it, that don't fit. Because the bottom of the bottle is smaller than the bottom of that. So in that one, unless you turn your bottle sideways, you're only going to be heating stuff in your canteen cup. But that's not bad actually, as another option. Because you might have something there and you think, oh, I need to disinfect this water. That's half full of soup or whatever. What am I going to do? Well, I know this is going to fall through if you put it in that way, but if you put it sideways, you can still use it. So that is another massive favourite of mine. And it's just awesome. It's just awesome. I absolutely love these kits. I'm going to have to get another one of these. That one came from, I think it was the cadet store or something like that. Oh, that's what I forgot to say. The other thing that it didn't come with, but I got on Amazon, is the lid. The lid with a D-ring on it. This one doesn't have drain hose or any way to let the steam out, and it is a good fit. Right? Once you click this on, and it does take a click. Once it's on there properly, that ain't coming off. You have to purposely take this off, give it a yank, right? I love that. So that's the next kit, which I highly, highly recommend. And when you store it away, that goes on the base, that goes in there. If you've got one of these 4-pound molly bags, all drops in there, and it's the same thing as the other one, right? If it's attached to the outside of your pack and you don't want anything to jump out because you're moving around a lot, right? Then come out, and then the lid goes in the little pocket in the front. Self-contained. It's also got 2 pockets on the sides, and in there you could put something like this. I think I put this on one video before, which is a SIG fork, knife and spoon set, all in stainless steel. Love this thing. Yeah, and they all slide apart so you can use them on their own. Fantastic. If you add something like that, right, that will go in your side pocket. Or if you don't want something that elaborate, you could go with spork. Right. I think that was $3.99 on Amazon. Put a spork in there. Stainless steel, aluminium, whatever you want. Right, brilliant there. Highly, highly recommended. This one and this one you can't really choose between, because apart from the shape, they're identical in what they do. They've both got a stove stand that you can put a trangia or anything under. You can even put sticks under if you want to and set fire to them. Or you use them over the coals of a fire. They've both got a litre plus bottle. They've both got lids. Only difference would be the canteen one I just showed you, the cup doesn't have a bail on it, whereas this cup does. But you can still use the fish smoke spreader in the bottle to hang that over the fire. So this one's just got the edge, right? But I love the shape of this one. Next one. Does anybody know what that is? Yugoslavian mess kit. I haven't burnt this yet. I've had it a while. But it looks so cool and so retro. I'm in two minds whether to put it over the fire or not. I don't want to mess it up. Do you know what I mean? But this is another one of my favourites. And with this one, I went on eBay and I found a guy that makes little aluminium lids for them. So for a few quid, I had that delivered. So this now is a Yugoslavian mess kit. One of the things I like about this the most is that it comes with a container. So it comes with a water bottle. Don't know what it says because it's in Yugoslavian. Right? Don't know what year it was made. Ain't got a clue. But it still smells. Handle there which locks onto there. Pop that off. I think you could have put a belt through it, some sort of strap years ago if you wanted to hold it all together, you know. But that holds it perfectly. So this is an eating bowl. Okay, plastic, so you're not going to be able to put on a fire. That sits on there. So apparently it's called a mess kit, not a cook kit, because you only use this when you were in base. So you'd walk up, there's your water bottle, right? So you're in base doing a bit of training or whatever. It's chow time. That's how you walk up in the mess. Chuck your stuff in there, chuck your stuff in there. You might have curry and rice in there, chips in there, vice versa, chili, whatever, pasta, dishes, okay. So some with a sauce on one side. This one is thick aluminium. So I am going to use it to cook on. I'm just plucking up the courage. But they're only about 15 quid at the moment. So if I put on a fire and I bugger up this lovely OD green paint, let's buy another one, can I? Only 15 quid. Right? So that is one pot that you can cook in, heat water in. That's a plastic eating pot. Then this is basically a plastic cup, right? Drink out of that one, and you've got a plastic canteen. Not entirely sure how much it holds. I'll have to test that out. I bet it's going to be a litre, it's not going to be far off. Yugoslavian mess kit. Looks fantastic. Actually does look fantastic. So that one does come with its own container, but it also comes with a silverware set. And this is the original silverware set. I have washed it, right? And tried to straighten the tines on the fork. A spoon, knife. And the knife has also got a bottle opener and a tin opener on it. And then these two, oh, hang on, fit in there. The fork sits in the spoon, like that. Right. And they both slide under the tin opener, oh sorry, that way, under the tin opener, and that's all contained in there. It doesn't lock in or anything, right? Then you've got your canvas pouch, which they're a bit tight on the measurements on this bloody thing, if you ask me. Fits where the touch is, like. And off to one side, in that side, there is a pocket for these. So then they sit in that little pocket, and the flap comes over, right, over the top, fasten on the front. It's lush in it. I will use it properly, just plucking up the courage. So, just to stretch my legs a little bit, because it's a bit cramped here, what I might do, oh, Jesus, what I might do, just for a few minutes, before I carry on with the review of the cook sets, they show you some of the stoves I got. I'm not going to light them. I just show you that some of the stuff I take out quite regularly. First one I'm going to show you, that I think on one of my videos here, you've seen before, is it Esbit stove. I was going to get the next size up as well, but they are quite expensive. And so for what they are, you're like, oh, is it really worth that kind of money? Probably not. So that is a 400ml Esbit pot, anodized aluminium, nice little lid with it as well. It's got silicone on the handles, and then in there there's another little bag, and in that bag is the stove. So in there you can put a solid fuel tablet. Now I've ripped that out. I know. I didn't want to use solid fuel tablets because they're messy. I wanted to put a transient in there. But it turned out that when I put my transient in there, the transient was too tall. So when I put my cup in, I snuffed the transient out. Now what am I going to do? Well, I made that. It's a little bit smaller than transient. I know I probably could make it smaller. And that's a beer can store for Beth's, or alcohol burner. It took me 10 minutes. So now that one sits in there with a little bit of meth or alcohol in it. Get that going. Pop it on top. There's probably 10-12 mil between that and the bottom of the cup. That gives it enough area then for the flame to bloom properly, so you get enough heat out of it, and it will actually heat up your water. Not mega quick, but it does heat it up. Right, so that's one of my stoves and cups. I do like this one. I wanted to get the next size up, but for that kind of money, I mean, have a look online, see how much they are. They ain't cheap at all. So that's that one. Okay, so I'm getting the bags mixed up. This one goes in there. They make these to fit where they touch, don't they? There's no room for error, like. They want to see you struggle, don't they? Basically. That goes in that bag, which goes in there, and then that lid goes on top of there, and then that goes in this bag. It's good quality, mate. I will say that. All the Esbit stuff is really, really good quality. But that was not cheap. And they only owes 40 mils. Live and learn. That's that one. Next, what shall we do next? What about my favourite stove? Now this one is my absolute favourite. Now I did a video on this, but it got bloody lost. I must have deleted it or something, right? This one is by Tom Shoe, which anybody who goes on Amazon regular will recognise Tom Shoe, like Japanese type of thing. It's a stick stove, but not just a stick stove. You can use it with a stick, or you can use it with liquid alcohol. Liquid alcohol sticks, alcohol tabs, or hexamine blocks, or transient fits in there lovely, and that's how I use it normally. So this is it. So a nice little carry bag, right? I lied when I said it was Tom Shoe. It's Lixada. I think they're the same firm. We'll just say that. Amazon special. There's your base. There's the next part. Now inside that one, the flame from down there travels around this gap and comes out as jets. This is basically a rocket stove. Now I boiled a litre in this. This is my oldest pot. I boiled a litre of water in that on this stove, a litre, using only sticks in my back garden in 6.5 minutes. Call me a liar if you want, I don't care. Right, 6.5 minutes. This thing goes like you won't believe. Right, when you use this as a stick stove, and that flame starts working its way around there, flames up there, right? Inside that, you've got the option of putting that grate in there. Goes in two ways. Goes in that way, which holds it up about 15 mil off the bottom, off the base, and that's going to hold your sticks and your ash and stuff, right? What you can also do is put it in upside down, which takes it to about there, right? Doesn't give you a lot of room, but you can put that under there, right? That then would go there. Everything would come through that. I don't do that. I leave it in that way. I put my mess burner in there, and then I put that on top, which has got these three little fold-out legs, right? So that's your pot holder. I got my oldest pot again. Whack that on there. Or don't use that. Put the grate on there. Whacking on there instead. Good thing about that is that one you don't really need to use. You can just put your pot straight in there. But if you had a nice little bed of coals going in there and it's not too hot, you could use that. You can cook meat on it, straight on there. If you had like a round little steak, burger, nice chunky burger, sausages, whatever, it'll fit in there lovely. And it'll cook a treat. Another thing it's got as well is that little dish is for liquid alcohol or the gel tablets, because they are messy. Once they get hot, they spread, don't they? So that one sits in there. Light them up. Put your grate on. Away you go. Great. So that, even if you don't use it for sticks or wood, but that's where it really excels. I mean, a litre of water in 6.5 minutes. Take some beating. We might have to do a challenge and see if we can beat that somehow. I can't see it being beat. A litre in 6.5 minutes, nah. Anyway, so that is that Lixada rocket stove. Absolutely love it. Everything goes away nice, apart from this bit, because they don't fold all the way through. But even with that, once it's all in that little mesh bag, you don't care, do you? You can try and point them down if you want, but there's always going to be some pointy bit sticking up. Highly recommended. I'm going to pause it there for a minute, because my missus is calling me. I don't know what she wants, but I'll be back. I'll pause it here, I'll be back in a sec, right? Back again. Okay, so where were we? So that was two of my little stove sets. The next one I've got, just a one-piece thing. I had this off Temu for a £5, or under a £5 actually. And I've got a little bag that something came in, and it fits in there perfectly. And all this is a little folding grate. So when you're out and you've got a small fire going, you want to cook something, right? Let's not mess about. Job done. I haven't tried this with a trangia because there's no, it's a little bit far away from the pot, and there's no protection, there's no windshield around it. But if you've got a little fire going, right, small little stick fire, that's brilliant. Actually, put the transient there a little bit closer, in the hole that it came with. It's a bit closer then, isn't it? You've still got 3 inches or so under there. Windy bit at the moment, it'd be no good at all. You've got a little fire, it's really good. Packs up flat. It is stainless steel. It's quite solid, and it ain't all that light. But if you're only planning on having a little fire, not going mad, I mean that's good as gold, isn't it? That's that one covered. Next one, I'm going to go with, this is new to me. Now, people who watch these things regular again, like I said earlier on, are probably going to recognise that handle. It's got a stamp on it. This is a billy can. Made in Thailand. This is the 12-inch version. Right? This case that canteen set in there came in this case. I didn't like it, and it fit that one much better, so I used it for this. And this has got Alice clips on the back, and I've got an Alice pack, so this can ride on the outside of the pack if it needs to. Anyway, that's the pack I'm using. If you've watched Blackie Thomas, there's a few of these type of things around. This is quite padded, it's quite insulated. You couldn't put anything hot in there because it's nylon, it'll just melt. But it'll keep things warm and cold longer than just a thin nylon bag will. There's some sort of insulation in between these two layers, so that's quite nice. You all know what that is. 12-inch zebra billy pot, right? Billy can. I really like this, and when I ordered it from whoever, I think that was the Bushcraft store as well, because at the time that was the cheapest place I could find it anywhere. So I ordered it from there. I have used it, as you can see, right? There's that lovely patina on the bottom. When I ordered that one, it was 22 quid, I think, maybe 23. And the bigger they get, you know, the further up in price they go. But I wanted one for ages, so I bit the bullet. And when I ordered it, they would normally come with plastic retaining clips there, which hold the lid down and hold the bail arm up. But if you've watched these videos before, like I said, right, anyone who's watched these videos, everyone who owns one of these will tell you, get rid of them, because as soon as you put down a fire, they're going to melt, right? So with the Bushcraft store, they give you the option for an extra $4.99, I think it is, of getting rid of those plastic clips, and they put these steel ones on for you, which ain't going to melt, right? They work the same as the plastic ones. Just flip the handle down, or it's locked in there, right? Still a bit loose, but it's locked. Flip the handle down. If I could change anything about this pot, I would change the handle on the lid. Now, I may, at some point in the future, change that myself, because it's completely flat, as you can see. But there is a grab handle on there. But if you got that on the fire, or your stove, or whatever, and that's bollocking away, right, cooking your grub, it's going to get hot. That gets scorching. So you either got to get a stick, whatever, right? That's too big, as usual. Right, get a twig or a stick to take that off. Otherwise you're going to burn yourself. You are going to burn yourself, right? So what I may do in the future is drill 2 holes in that and put some sort of D-ring on it that stands up proud, because I don't care about that, because when I'm carrying it, it's in that position anyway. So even if it stood up 3 inches, I wouldn't care. I might even put like a little wooden pot knob on there, whatever, just not that, right? So only downside to this billy can is that, as far as I can tell. All the videos I've watched on this so far, nobody mentions that, nobody that I've seen, and I think that's arse. So I have to make something for that, because this is a cracking pot. This heavy grade stainless steel. Like I said, you've got the bail handle on there. What it doesn't have on this, it doesn't have a lip to use like a kettle. Now this litre pot I've got here, right, it's my first pot. I've had this donkey's use, right, Amazon job. That has got a lip there, a spout, a pouring spout. It's only subtle, but it works a treat. If I could do one of them, I could probably bend one in there. I don't want to cock it up. Anyway, so that's your 12-inch billy can, right? Cooking pot. I have used it. It is really, really good. Inside there, I've got this. Now, you could fit a lot of grub in there. Washcloth, right? Little brush for cleaning everything, or a little sponge and stuff like that. Salt and pepper. You can fit quite a bit in there, and it does come as standard with that. Right? It's about an inch deep. That sits in there, and then your lid goes on. That's how it comes as standard. Right? I don't use this. You could use it, because I have got one of those aluminium pot holder things. Could use it. It's not really big. When I got this, I used it and immediately regretted not getting the 14 on the 16-inch one. Immediately regretted it. But it is a cracking pot. But it's not a lot different to that. Not a lot different, right? And this one's got handles on the back as well. So this is better than that, I think. And that's twice the price of this one. But live and learn. So I don't use that. What I do use, I've got another stainless steel pot inside it with a lid, with a drain hose and a D-ring, right? And that lid stays on really well. I put this in because it's another one to use, another thing to use for disinfecting water while you're using that for cooking, or vice versa, right? Now this one came, and this was a 15 quid on either Temu or Amazon. It came with that one. And I don't have stuff. That one is the same as that one, except it's a little bit narrower, but it's way taller, right? And the lid fits that as well. It doesn't fit it as well as that one, as you can see, but that sits in there perfectly. Handles are quite stiff in there, which is good. And then that one goes on there. Comes in a mesh bag, 2 pots, right? Good. I think is it 302 stainless steel, something like that? 302, 304, something like that. Good stainless steel. They were cheap as chips, they were. So I use the shorter one for an extra vessel, and I use that inside the billy can. And then you can still put things in there. So if you had a bag of rice, pack of noodles, whatever, salt and pepper, little thing of oil, honey, doesn't matter. That goes in there. That goes on there. Right, the clips go like that. That locks into place. All you got to do is put a cloth under the bottom of that piece inside, and it's silent. Not great like ours, I am. For today's purposes, I haven't done it, but normally I do. So I always wanted a biddy pot. I got one. I just wish I'd gone for a bigger one. But maybe in the future. And that all goes in that bag that I had a different bottle set in, and it fits it lovely. Right. So that's another self-contained kit. Downside to that, hasn't got a water carrier. Right. Apart from that, fantastic. Anybody who's got a billy can knows the zebra billy cans are brilliant. I love it, but I'd love it more if it was bigger. So I should have bought the bigger one. So there we are. Live and learn. Next, proper cheapo. This at the end of last summer, not this one. The end of last summer, I was working near Gloucester, and Call of Nature came, and there was nowhere where I was working. I go to the toilet. No, I got a pee bucket in the back of the van, but It's just for pee. I got caught short. I knew I was 5 minutes from a Tesco's, so clenched, you know, right, clenched, jumped in the van, shot the Tesco, done the business, walked out for a run. It's rude if I don't buy something. So I went to get a pasty or something like that, and they were selling these off. Right? It was the end of the summer. Stainless steel. It's got, I'm not sure what you call these clips on the side. Not sure what you call them, but anyway, there's 2 of them. And then you've got, I haven't opened this in ages, I've only used it a couple of times. You've got that lid, shallow, which I suppose, which I didn't bring, if you use that little pot holder thing, I've got a spring-loaded aluminium one, that would, you could use that as a frying pan if you wanted to. Inside there then, it's all very well fitted together. You've got that. It's not very deep, but again, you possibly could use that if you wanted to, with that little aluminium pot holder thing as another frying pan, or a plate. So if your food's got a bit of juice, you can use it as a plate, couldn't you? And then you've got this pan, which is a good size, 1.5 inches deep, and that's 1.5 inches. That might be 2 inches, right? So it holds a fair bit of liquid, or whatever you're going to cook in it. I did use it. I don't know if you can make that out, because it's a bit scratched inside. There's a burn mark. See it there? There we are. See that? Right in the middle? That is from a gas stove. A really small pocket gas stove that I've got, which screws onto the top of a gas container, canister, with a small concentrated flame. And with this being thin stainless steel, that was a really hot spot, and everything stuck to it. But I imagine if you use that in a fire or over a gas burner with a wider spread on the flame, it wouldn't be as bad. But I think it's still going to be pretty crap. But it was cheap as chips, so I picked it up. If you're in a bind, that'll do, won't it? Right? That will do. And that all locks up with these little, whatever you call them, clips. Tell you what. 1, 2 handle clips over onto the top. Doesn't come with a case. If you're in a bind, it's good, isn't it? Right? If that's all you got, you're not going to complain. When you've got all this stuff, then you get a bit snobby about it, and you complain about stuff. Not today. What else have we got here? Okay, so you've seen it a few times. I've brought it out a few times. This is my first proper pot that I bought. It's a litre. Stainless steel, good quality stainless steel. Bale handle. Though I don't know what you call those handles. I don't know what you call them. But they're good, right? The only thing they're not good for is if you was using this to drink coffee out of, which you probably won't anyway because it's just so bloody big, right? It's got graduation marks inside. Goes up to 700 mils, but it's a litre at the top because I've tested it. If you're going to use it to drink out of, right, you probably wouldn't. It's a massive cup in it. Stainless steel lid, not a fantastic fit. D-ring on the top, bale. So I've used them 15 times. And what I normally carry when I carry that is an S-hook. Right, now, a few of my kits have got S-hooks in, just in case I haven't got a tripod with one on. Normally I have, but I still carry one of those with most of my kits. Yeah, that there, I want to say it was 14 quid. About that, about 14 quid. That's great. The bale stays up as well. It's a good quality bale. There was something on this. Bloody wasps now, or bees now. The brackets that this bale handles are fixed to, on both sides had a little like a little nub sticking out of stainless steel, and it meant that the handle would only go down one way. It wouldn't go all the way over. It would stop there in the vertical, but you couldn't push it further. I thought, well, what's the point of that? So I grabbed a pair of pliers and just snapped them off, and now my bail goes either way now, which I'm happy enough with. Cracking pot, cracking price, good size. If you fill that full of, let's say you had a jar of curry or a tin of curry, and you had a pack of hot dog sausages and a packet of rice. I mean cooked rice, the stuff you just need to heat up, right? Whack that all in there, still only going to be half full or 3/4 full. That's normally enough for any man in one sitting in it, right? I have had it full to the top, mind, and then I shit myself in the middle of the night. I had to climb into my sleeping bag, but that was chilly. That's a cracking pot. Good pot. Right, I gotta stretch a minute, dudes, because the left leg's gone numb. I was going to do this in the house, on the kitchen table. It'd have been lovely and comfortable, but it would have been, well, none of this behind us, you know. And it's always nice to get fresh air in it. So I decided to do it outside today. And here we are. Right, so we're pretty much, pretty much 3/4 of the way through now. There's just a few little items left to show you. I'm just letting the blood flow back into my leg for a second, right? So if you want to make a cup of tea, now's the time. I'm going to have a quick puff. A quick swig. Oh, I'm not endorsing anything, by the way. These were the cheapest thing in the shop when I called in there. Normally I'd have something different, but today I didn't. Right, I think with a bit of due care and attention, I can thread, nice word, I can thread my legs through this table, or underneath this table, this makeshift table. I gotta watch it, a size 13 feet. Or 12s these aren't, these boots. Oh, that's a lot more comfortable. Right, where was we? Next one. What are we going to go with? I think I'm going to go with this one, right? Every now and again you'll buy something because it looks good and you think that's got exactly what I want, and then when you get it, it's not going to have what you wanted. There's going to be something that's not quite right. That's what happened with this one. So it's another Amazon buy. So as you can see, it's a canteen, right? With a canteen cup. Old US style button down carry on it. And on the back it's got that. So it's got a belt loop there if you want to use it. I don't know what the fuck that is. Anyway, undo the two poppers. And out comes that. Right? I wanted one of these for various reasons. I wanted one because I wanted one with a different handle other than the butterfly handle. I wanted one with this type of handle on it. And I'd seen the Pathfinder version. As well made as they are bloody expensive for what they are, right? Now this is stainless steel. Like I said earlier, I try and stay away from the aluminium stuff if I can. This is stainless steel, and this, like the other Amazon canteen version, this one, right? Same sort of thing on the top. They both came with a chain, right, which attaches the plastic cap to the outside of the bottle. So I snapped that one off straight away. Didn't want that on there at all. But anyway, I'm digressing now. So what you've got is that. I don't even know how much it holds because I've never used it. The handle I wanted, or I thought I wanted, is this type, right? yeah, but that doesn't reach the base. I wasn't happy with that for a start. If you look at the Pathfinder one, it reaches all the way down to the bottom of the cap, right? Even if you bend it, it's an inch or more. It's not going to reach. Second thing was, I didn't realise how small that cup is compared to, for instance, the USGI one. It doesn't look a lot for there, but it's a lot. It's the same height, but this one is a lot narrower. It holds a lot less liquid. 3 L's, difficult. Right? That was the other thing. On top of that, that handle, I could probably snap that off. It's that flimsy, right? Like, shall I send it back, or shall I just leave it in my collection? Well, obviously you can tell which one happened. The bottle is less than a litre, so these are made by Goitland. G-O-E-T land. Goitland, they're all on Amazon, right? See that? Goitland. Same on the bottom of that one. Stainless steel, Goitland, right? Again, if this is all you had, you wouldn't care, would you? So the next thing wrong with this that I didn't realise until I opened it out of the box, and I was like, oh, really? Is the diameter of the cap. So the whole point of having a stainless steel canteen bottle is to be able to heat and or disinfect stream water, river water, lake water, whatever it is, right? That is tiny. I haven't got big hands. I'm a big guy, but I haven't got big hands. There we are. My finger is now stuck in there. It hasn't even gone past the knuckle on my index finger. So you couldn't use the fish mouth spreader in there. You just couldn't. The only thing you might be able to use, which I haven't tried, and I saw this, I think, on Dave Canterbury, on a Dave Canterbury video, like Pathfinder. Get a small stick, and they used bank line, right? So like a little toggle stick. Secure some bank line to it, but instead of having a groove in the middle of the stick for the bank line to ride in, you put it off to the side, right? And then you poke that in there, but when you pull the rope taut, it'll hold up under there. And you can lift it in and out of a fire with that. I think that's just asking for trouble with an opening that size. It smells like they did the day I bought it because I never even put water in it. Anyway, it's now part of the collection. And like I said, the only reason I ordered this one, because I wanted that type of handle, because I'm a snob, I just wanted one. And this falls short in every department, apart from the fact that it's made from really, really nice stainless steel. Apart from that, no good to me. That one clips under there, locks away, bottle goes in there, and I just use this one. Blackie Thomas. If you watch Blackie Thomas, Silver Wolves and stuff like that, right? He's, like I said earlier, he's doing a series at the moment on cooking in a canteen and cup cooking, and he's using that, right? In its many guises, it's basically that. He used to use what I've got there, which is a US military one, right? With a lid and a little stove underneath. But he's bit the bullet now because it's a little bit bigger, a little bit better made. He's now using the Pathfinder version of that with a stainless steel bottle and the stove and the lid, right? That's what he's using. But anyway, in one of his videos, his many videos on the canteen cup, he starts talking about the different pouches and everything. And this one, although it's cheap, he starts going on about when the guys in whatever war it was, whether it was Korea, whether it was Vietnam, whatever, when they were using these, one of these things came with a fleece lining like this. If you got that soaking wet, even if the weather was like 100 odd degrees, you put your aluminium bottle or aluminium or stainless steel bottle in there, right? And by convection, if you know what convection means, right? That would keep it cool by steaming off. The same reason when you're out hiking in the summer, you pass a lake, stream, whatever, take your hat off, dunk it in there, get it absolutely sopping wet, whack it back on your head, it starts to steam, and you cool down by convection. Right? It's physics in it, but it works. And apparently this bag does that. So I'm like, oh well, at least the bag's tidy, but then the bag never came with that in the first place. So it's just staying in the collection. Unless, I don't know, somebody wants it. You could leave a comment, tell me why you want it, and maybe I'll send it to you. Who knows? So that's that one. So what I think I'm gonna have to do, because I do want this kit with the better handle and the canteen with the wider mouth. Only people who do at the moment is Pathfinder. So maybe when I get paid next month, who knows, maybe I'll bite the bullet. But I have been fancying one of his bush pots as well. The 2 quart. Tell the wife. The 2 quart bush pot. Wasps, bees, right? Flying ants. They're all around you. Oh, sorry. Getting cramped up. It's a little bit low to the ground, this table. Anyway, what have we got left? Oh, jeez. Will you just leave? Right, that one. I've decided. East German mess kit. Straight off the bat, I love this thing. I love anything retro. If I could, and it was financially viable, I would probably drive a 60s or 70s car, van, truck, pickup, whatever. I just love the old retro look on everything. That, to me, oozes retro, doesn't it? Like, fantastic. This is the East German kit. And the difference between the East German kit, as far as I can tell, and the non-East German kit is that the East German kit comes with an extra bit inside. So you've got one pot. This is aluminium. It was in a nasty condition. I beat it back almost flat. I love the OD green as well. I absolutely love it. So there's one pot / drinking cup pot, frying pan, whatever. There's a second one. And that one then fits on the handle like this. And does that. So I don't know why it does that, but it looks cool. Okay. If you was in your mess in the German army, East German army, chow time, up you go, and you roll these out. Well, I'd take that as well, I would. And fill that up with whatever, and then have your grub in there as well, and you go all 3. Only downside I can see to this, apart from it being aluminium, it does have a bail, which is lush, right? Everything needs a bail, right? It only goes as far as there, that way, but the other side, it'll go right the way round, right? Everything needs a bail. Only downsides to this one is, yes, it's got an extra container, which you can put in the fire if you wanted to. You could use that frying pan handle thing, right? Pot holder. You could use that. Not sure how much is in there. There's no graduate. Oh, is there? Hang on. Oh, there is graduation marks, but there's no writing. There's 3 graduation marks. I wonder what they would be. Okay. I'll have to check that out. Get a measuring jug and just start filling. So it's got a bail. But it's 3 containers, really. All these 3 can go in a fire or over a flame, which would be great, right? Doesn't come with a water carrier, you know. And as much as I'd like it to fit, it's a bit tall, because I love these. I love the shape. I just love the shape of the old American canteens. It doesn't fit in there. So if anybody knows of anything that's available on the open market that fits this kit water wise, just let me know in the comments, because I want one. I don't care how much it is, I just want one. Right, so I love this kit. As you can see, I haven't had this over a fire or a flame yet, because it's got that retro feel to it and the original OD green paint. I'm like, oh, do I really want to cock this up now? But cracking kit, absolutely cracking kit. Frying pan, bail handle, disinfecting water, eating food, making coffee, whatever. That can handle it all, apart from carry water from where you were to where you're going. But lush nonetheless, really like that. What have we got left here? Let's do a stove, is it? Should we do a stove? Right, let's do a stove. This is an Osprey Mark IV MTP pouch, UGL 8 round. So it's an ammunition pouch. I bought 4 of these in Army surplus store in Plymouth before, well, say before we moved back to Wales. It was way before, must have been a few years back now. Bought 4 of them and they were £8 each. Unissued, clean as a whistle, right? Molded on the back. British Army issue, Osprey. So adjustable strap on the front, Velcro seal there, rubberized, waterproof. 4 of these. This one is now containing, there's something interesting coming there now. This is now containing gas bottle base, right? You seen these before? Gas bottle base. There you go. Now in here is a cheap. That is off Temu for like $2.99 or so. No, $4.99. $5.99. It's £6. Right? That is for £6 off Temu. I'd seen it a few times. I go, oh, should I get it? Should I get it? Anyway, I was buying a lot of crap off Temu one day, and I needed about £5-6 to get up to the £20 mark, so I'd get free delivery. I know, yeah. Almost like a Scotsman, right? Anyway, saw that and I thought, well, I'm just going to get it. So it is a gas stove, top, burner, whatever you want to call it. Right? And this is it. Cost me a £5, £6. See that? Pay close attention to the details of this stove. Yeah. Forget about the colour on the anodised aluminium cap. Forget about the colour on that, right? Let's have a look at the rest of that and the noise it's making. Have a little look at, I don't know which episode it is. Have a little look at Dave Canterbury's Pathfinder YouTube channel, where he's talking about the new stove that they've put together. And then when you've done that, come back and have a look at this video and have a look at the detail. See the underside of the legs? See the top side of the legs? Oh shit, gear's gone. See the gap there, and the way these arms tighten up to hold that in place, and that little spring inside. Pay attention to them, and then go and watch Pathfinder gas stove. Right now, I purposely didn't look to see how much they were selling them for. I purposely didn't, and the point of this video is not to slag anyone off, right? But I guarantee you ain't £5 or £6. I guarantee you. they ain't a £5 or £6 stove. Anyway, this thing is perfect. It's perfect. It's the perfect size, perfect spread, right? An odd shaped container. No problem. No problem for that, right? Is it a bit smaller in diameter on the bottom? No problem. Has it got a large diameter bottom? No problem. No problem whatsoever, is it? Like £6. £6 on Temu that was. I checked all the O-rings and everything. It comes unassembled, right? Well, it comes in 3 parts, which is pretty much unassembled or disassembled, whatever you want to call it. Put it together myself. It took me 30 seconds. Screwed it to the gas canister, turned it on. I was like, £6. It was only after that that I saw the Pathfinder video, and I saw that, and I saw the way they put it together, and then I saw another video by another YouTuber ripping apart the Pathfinder gas stove, and it was that. It was that exact thing. Forget about the colour on there, right? Forget about that. The way it goes together, that spring-loaded base, the way that the arms are not quite opposite each other. Right? I saw that and I was like, whoa, I've got that. I've got that stove, and it cost me £6. So, if you are going to buy one, if you like the look of that, because it's got a lovely spread on the gas, and these open out quite far as well, so you've got a good spread on the stand itself, so you can get a big old pot on there, or a smaller pot, whichever you prefer, right? In fact, you could probably cook my lager on there, couldn't you? There you go. Jesus, that fits perfectly. It's in the grooves as well. £6 Temu. There we are. That's enough of that. Food for thought though, isn't it? Right? Food for thought. But I love that. And like I said, I've got 4 of these MTP camouflage cases. And they're brilliant. They are quite deep. You could put them on the outside of a pack. It's going to increase the size of your pack quite a lot. But who cares about that? Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And for that thing, it's perfect. So that stove as well comes with its own little nylon sack. Right. I would advise, if you have used it, make sure it's cooled down before you put it back in there. That then sits on the top of there. How's your father? Right. Boosh. Bomb proof. What have we got left here? We've got 2 things left. So I'm going to do this one first. It's dragging on, isn't it? That's like the Oscars, isn't it? Like Ricky Gervais and complaining a minute. Just thought of something now. I'm drinking my beer by it. Did you know that Oxford University have not long conducted a study? It's a study on the effects of alcohol in part. But what they didn't realise before was that by drinking a fair amount of alcohol, it does contain, or the effects on your body will up your female hormone, which is estrogen or estrogen, depending on where you live. So what they did, they took 100 men and they give those 100 men 12 pints of lager, right? 12 pints of Kronenberg each, and the findings were astounding. And it turned out, because they didn't know that it filled you full of female hormones, when the results came back, it turned out that every single one of them talked crap for 4 hours and then couldn't drive. And think about that. So yeah, it must contain female hormones. Please don't hate me for telling that joke. I first thought it was really cool. Right, it is a joke, by the way. That's not how I feel personally. It's a joke. And in jokes you can say anything. Okay, so last but one. This is another one of those Timu foraging bags. This is probably the smallest one I got. And I don't know why I opted for coyote, because I got nothing in this colour. But anyway, it came and I thought, oh, that's cool. I'll have it. Right, and in here, check out in a minute, I have got, I'll talk about that bag in a minute because it's a special one. Anybody recognise that? See the lid? See the handle? Spring loaded handle? Anybody recognise that? Stanley cup. Stanley flask, Stanley kettle, whatever they call it. Yeah? Nearly 50 quid now. I know. Right? For a stainless steel flask in it. Some of them mine have got nice green paint on them. Notice though, it hasn't got Stanley imprinted on it anywhere. It's because it's not Stanley. This was $15.99 off eBay, with the lid, with the drain hose, with a spring-loaded handle, right? Exactly the same shape as a Stanley. I do need to bend that though. Right, that's a bit extreme, that handle, isn't it? Why am I on my elbow? Right, that's a bit extreme, that handle. It needs to come out more. Almost flush. But liter pot, lid with D-ring and strain hose, which fits well, pretty well. Right. Good fitting lid. These are nearly 50 quid now if you get the Stanley one. Mind you, the Stanley one does come with 2 plastic cups. 2. Any plastic. 15, 16 quid, nearly 50 quid. You want 2 plastic cups, go and get some from Tesco's, right? £1 each. That there. So what I went and done, I was like, oh, it's a shame I wasn't going to bail, isn't it? So I done my mate at half's house one night, and I took this with me, and he's got everything. Tools-wise, he's got everything. I said, chum, got any bits that can drill stainless? He said, yeah, I got some cobalt bits down the garage, and bring it down, we'll go and drill it now. So we did. And all that is off a tin of paint. So we drilled some holes, and now it's got a bail. So that was free. Drilling the holes is free. Right? The bail sits down, on your lid goes, on the fire with, where's it gone, with an air sock. Right, 16 quid. It's a Stanley cup, right? It's a Stanley kettle, flask, whatever you want to call it. Just doesn't say Stanley on it. For 16 quid. Handle was free. So this foraging sack, as they call them, again, molle on the back, belt loop, that type of thing. Small pocket on the side, which that was living in. That's that SIG, fork, knife and spoon, all in one jobby. That lives in there. All I've done in that so far is boil water on gas. I haven't used it on a fire. And that one, I haven't put any in there. I don't know if you can see that. See that rubber grommet with a split in it? You can coil cord up in there or string. Just have the end sticking out and just pull it out and cut it off as you need it. And it zips open as well. Ah, see? Put my finger through it. I'm gonna have to put some in there. So there we are. Right, that's that one. which I think, I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to spend nearly 50 quid on a Stanley version, or would you do that? Or would you just get that for 16? Yeah. £3.99, 4 quid then, for one of these pouches off Temu. Amazon probably do them as well, don't they? But I mean, I keep getting emails off Temu all the time. Have a look at this, have a look at that. You know, this is one thing about Temu, right? Once you get on there, they won't leave you alone. They're not pushy or nothing. They just keep showing you with offers and stuff, like, which ain't a bad thing. I've had a few bloody bargains off there, like. So again, like the other two, right? That then, give it a bend. Is going to live. Well, it's going to live down the side probably, like that. But I can still cover it with the edge of that and pull that tight, and nothing's coming out of there. There we go. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, one more. And if you watched my videos before, you know what it is, because I did a review on it long back, and it's my favourite. It's my favourite kit. These two were a close second, you know, right? Close second. But this thing, and it's not because I'm British, I just wish I'd got it in the MTP cover. There's not fussy on the black, but anyway, right? That makes a blind bit of difference, is it? BCB Crusader Mark II cook set. There's nothing not to like about this. Nothing whatsoever. Plastic cup with butterfly handles, right? Thick plastic cup. There's your 1 litre 58 pattern British Army water bottle. Then it's a tight fit, didn't you? You wanted to scrub a little bit. It's a tight fit, fair play. But then they say that's better, don't they? There it comes. That's your Mark II cup, Crusader cup. And this is your, well, what do you want to call it? Stove, windshield stove, right? And also, I did buy extra, because it didn't come with it. Although there is a little pocket in the back of this for it. There's this little plastic BCB lid. Right, why is this my favourite? Quite simply, it's a litre. Right? Now, it is my favourite kit, and I've used this more than I've used everything else. Just about. If you could have that in aluminium or stainless steel, so you could put this in a fire, because you can't even tip hot water in this, not like the Nalgene, right? It'll just melt. Keep away from heat is what it says in the bottle. Keep away from heat or flame. Now, it says the same on that, but I pour boiling liquid in this all the time. So I could probably buy one of these for 3 quid online. Shall I try it anyway? Just tipping boiling liquid in it, because you know the Nalgene, right? If you were out camping and it's cold, and us in the UK we're used to that, but it does get cold, something you think, shit, find out water bottle in my sleeping bag or something. You can boil water and fill your Nalgene bottle with it. Shove your Nalgene bottle in a sock, chuck it in your sleeping bag. It's not going to melt. This thing, I'm not so sure. It may melt. So, because it's so cheap and readily available, I might try it anyway at home in a controlled experiment. Boil a kettle, take this out the back, form the lid up, boiling hot water, and then just stand back and see what happens in it. If it doesn't melt, great. If it does, then I'm down 4 quid, and But anyway, let me change my position a minute, because I'm having a bit of drip there. Here we go. Right. Oh, that's better. Oh, Christ alive. BCB Crusader Mark II set. There is a Mark I set, which comes with this cup. That's the Crusader Mark 1 cup. That's the Mark 2. Fair bit of difference, isn't it? Bees, flies, wasps, flying ants. Fair bit of difference. This lid, see the shape on that? Is designed to fit this cup perfectly, and it does. Right? So if you're boiling anything, cooking any food, you can put that on. There's a little hole there for you to pour anything out of, and there's a little hole there for the steam to escape. That also fits. No, it doesn't. I lied. It doesn't fit the plastic cup. It fits the Mark 1 Crusader cup. It does go in that one quite well. But it's not perfect, right? So take that away. Mark 2 Crusader BCB set. The reason I love it so much, one of the reasons is this, which is your windshield / stove, right? Inside there's a little reservoir, see it there, right? Which incidentally fits my Trangia perfectly. Perfectly, okay? But because it's a reservoir and it's got sides on it, you can put meths, if you wanted to, straight in there. You could put denatured alcohol, bioethanol, straight in there. You can use a little fire dragon gel cubes. You can use hexamine blocks. This does everything, right? So massive marks for that. I know I just lost my Trangia stove, but that was my fault, right? The next thing is the amount of water you can get in the Mark II cup, because it's so much bigger than the Mark I. There's graduations inside, only goes up to ½ a litre, but the rest of the cup is bigger than that size anyway, so you get over a litre in that. You could empty that litre bottle in there and still have room at the top for more. Mark up for that. When you put all that together, so in there now you've either got your Trangia or your hexamine block, fire dragon, gel, whatever, right? And that sits on there perfectly and sits away at the back so your handles are not going to get hot. There's plenty of air holes in it so it can suck the air in, so that flame is as good as it can be, right? What you can also do then, if you want to stop the bugs or ash up the fire, whatever, getting in there, pop that little plastic lid on. There are companies on eBay, might be the same people that made that for my Yugoslavian kit, which would make one of these for the Mark I and the Mark II Crusader cups for like a £5. Look them up if you need to, right? That's another great thing. My favourite thing, and I did say this last time when I done a small review on this cook set when I was sleeping in a hammock one night, which is just there. I'm a bugger in the morning for coffee, right? If I wake at 5, because I'm up every day for 5, 5 days a week. I'm up at 5 for work. I very, very sleep past ½ 6. If I'm up, I have to have coffee immediately. Make it in there, tip it in there. It doesn't burn your mouth. It doesn't burn your mouth. It's plastic, right? You still burn your tongue and your lips if it's too hot when you drink it, but you do that, it doesn't burn, right? I love that. I absolutely love that. So this set comes with a stove / windshield, an extra cup which doesn't burn your mouth, a cup to boil water in, and a lid and a water container. So none of these other sets do that. None of them. So that is why it's my favourite. That is everything. You can also get the Mark I set, and this cup doesn't fit all that great on there, right? Because of the handles. It does fit, but not great. The Mark I comes with a stove similar to that, but a lot shallower. It's not as good as this one. But that's the Mark I set. I haven't got one. I don't need one. I've got that just for sake of having it. And the lid fits that perfectly. Look at that. Anyway, that's everything. So I hope you enjoyed seeing all my gear. The missus was blissfully unaware that I had all this stuff until this video goes live. She is here, but I don't think she was paying any attention. When the video goes live and she watches it, if she watches it, she's going to know where all my money's going, isn't she? At the moment, she thinks I only spend all my money on rucksacks. That's not true. I do this as well, and I'm always on the lookout for extra stuff. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, which I hope you did, and found it informative and entertaining, maybe, didn't tell any jokes apart from that crap one, please give us a thumbs up, give us a like. If you'd like to see more content like this, please help me out by clicking subscribe, and then afterwards, after you click subscribe, hit that notification bell and click all notifications. That'd be fantastic, right? It's been a pleasure, guys. I am getting better at this. I hope you think so. Although I did forget the selfie stick in the beginning. And I'll see you soon for